Welcome to my channel Boomzibi Beauty. My name is Juliana and welcome to my 45th birthday haul. Today's video is going to be about my birthday haul and it's all the things I bought to celebrate my birthday from myself to myself. Alright, before we start this video, I've got to give a little bit of a background of this birthday haul. As a reminder, there's going to be timestamps on this video, so if you don't want to listen to this bit, you can always jump to the next session of the video. So last year was my 44th birthday, so I know I was going to be 45 this year, so it's one of the big birthdays that I like to celebrate. Like I celebrated my 30th, I celebrated my 35th, you know, with a little bit of a party. I'm not like a big party person, change your outfit 2 times, 3 times. That's just not me. I don't believe in stressing myself when it comes to having a birthday party. I believe in minimal entertainment, minimal stress, buying stuff for the parties and stuff. But when it comes to like big party and all this, no, I can't do any stress like that. I don't see it as being part of the birthday because, I mean, why would I stress myself when it's supposed to be my birthday? Unless somebody's willing to do all that bit of work for me and I just come in that day and just, you know, like a celebrant and not do anything, then I don't mind. So since I know it's likely that I will be having a party, I started saving up from like November last year, you know, bit by bit every month. At least in my head, that was the plan until February this year when I lost my dad. And at that point, I knew there was never going to be a birthday party. Not in this world. I just knew there was never going to be a birthday party because the thought of celebrating my birthday without my dad in this world, it was just awful. It was an awful thought. It was something I didn't want to think about. And most especially because when I was a child, I was born on the same day as my mom's birthday. So she had me on her birthday. We share the same birthday basically. From as long as I can remember up till about 10ish when I went to boarding school, I was treated like a princess on my birthday. Because my dad had to treat my mom, take her out or, you know, celebration or whatever, and he cannot single me out on my birthday. So the same way more or less that she's treated, it's the same way I'm treated on my birthday. So if they go out, I will tag along, you know, to the restaurant to eat with them. So he was a memory that I can never ever forget. And even as a grown-up, even after I got married, had children and whatever, one of the first people that always called me on my birthday, you know, to wish me happy birthday was always my dad. So my birthday is always a special moment, you know, especially for him. It's something because, I mean, it's his wife's birthday, so he was never going to forget my birthday. It was going to be very special, and it's always been special. Growing up, I was quite close to my dad. In fact, I used to be called Daddy's little girl. Despite being one of 6 children, I used to be called, you know, his favorite, you know, the baby, daddy's girl and all sorts. But whatever the case may be, losing my dad, it felt like my world collapsed. Literally like my world collapsed. It wasn't something I was willing, I was ready, you know, to face. It wasn't something I was even ready to face in 10 years time, 15 years time. So I knew that there was never ever going to be a party for me. There was never going to be a celebration. If at all I do anything, it was going to be, you know, marking with my immediate family, and that was it. But I still decided to continue on my setting aside some money for my birthday, and I thought, okay, even if I can't have a party, I was going to try and make myself happy. I was going to have a little bit of retail therapy. I don't know if you can call this little, but whatever the case may be, it's a retail therapy, you know, for my 45th birthday. Yeah. So that's the background of this video. So it's not to trigger anybody, to set anybody off, or induce anybody to go on a spending spree. No, this is just how I'm going to cope with this year's birthday, or how I've been coping, you know, with this year, especially coming up to this day. I've been buying this little by little, and as I've been receiving them, you know, the joy that comes, you know, when you receive parcels or what you've ordered is always like a happy moment for me. Anyway, I race to the door, you know, and, you know, open the package up to just see what I've bought, you know. So it's been a distraction for me for the last 2 months. I started building up this all after my August low buy. So from 1st of September, low buy was out of the window. I know I had to start on my birthday haul. So I've been buying this bit by bit from the 1st of September. So that's what we're going to be looking at today, my birthday haul. Okay, let's start with the haul I actually didn't want. Okay, with marking my 45th came the need for glasses. I mean, I've known I needed glasses for a while now, because I can't see anything that is near me, so I have to kind of like take it backwards to be able to read it. So my daughter has been watching me for a while, and she literally forced me to go to the optician. So by the time they did their test, they concluded what I already knew. I needed glasses, you know, to see something near me, or to read, you know, something near me. So I got two. It was like a buy one get one free kind of thing. So I did get two lenses. So this is the first one. This is my main one because I do have like an anti-glare on it, to kind of like stop, well, to prevent glaring onto my eyes. So this one does have anti-glare. So this is the first one, and this is my spare set. Yeah, so I am now a member of the glasses squad. Alright, one thing I would say as an advice to people that are similar in age to me, if you feel like something is gone odd, you know, in your what you used to be able to see, you can't see it anymore, I would advise definitely go to the optician, because when they were doing the test, things I couldn't normally see, it was like magic. I was like, what? Things I'd been struggling to be able to see, it was just so clear. And with the glasses, oh my word, it's so clear, especially in the night, you know, when I'm like tired and my eyes are tired and I put them on, it's almost like it's magic. That's the only way I can explain it, honestly. So definitely, if you feel like your vision is not what it used to be, I would advise you to go to the optician, no matter how scared you might be, like I was. One thing I also did make sure is I made sure to get cases that I would love, you know, to carry or to see, you know, especially in my favorite color. So this is like a red, this is for my spare one, and for my main one I got like a orange case. So it's always, when I look at it, it's so bright and it makes me smile every time. At least it's kind of like a coping mechanism, you know, that comes with the glasses, because I can't imagine it this being blue. Oh god. So I had to make them go find me an orange one and a red one, you know, for my glasses. So yeah, that's what it is. So that's it for my unwanted haul. Okay, I'm gonna start with the haul from Laroc Cosmetics. So this is like a retail site in UK, and I got quite a few things from different brands. So I'm gonna start with Danessa Myricks. So I got quite well, about what, 4 or 5 things from Danessa Myricks. One of the things I got from Danessa Myricks is a bronzer. I actually thought this was like a powder bronzer, because the name of the bronzer is actually called Power Bronzer, but for whatever reason I thought it said powder bronzer, so I got it. But it's a cream bronzer and it's gorgeous. I thought it was going to be too dark for me, but it wasn't, because this is what I used today. It was okay. It wasn't so different from what I would normally use, but quite pricey to what I would normally use. I don't really like cream bronzers. I usually use Revolution Beauty stick foundation in shade 16, and it's perfect for me. It's like, what, £5, £6, and that's what I use for my cream bronzer. But I really wanted a powder bronzer, and that's why I bought it, thinking it was going to be a powder one. But I don't regret it. It's actually beautiful. It glides on the skin, but what I would say is blend it out on time, because it does dry down. So be quite quick, not too quick, but be quite quick. It does dry down. But as for the performance, I enjoyed it, and the shade, perfect. You can add as much as you want or as little as you want, so it's good in that sense. I also got like a waterproof cushion color. It's funny actually, until I used it on my crease today, but until I used it I didn't realize it didn't need any water. So the liquid is already embedded in the pot. So all you need to do is put your brush in it, and it kind of gives you the liquid. See, it's even kind of seeped out on my fingers. I don't know if you can see. It's got its own liquid inside, and you don't need to mix it with anything, which is actually perfect. If I knew that it had this liquid, I would have bought at least 2, because I like what it did. Even though I did this very quickly just to be able to test it out and to be able to say something, you know, when I'm showing you the product, but I like it. I also got one of our waterproof cream palette, the waterproof cream palette. I've been wanting to get this for a long time, but it's one of those things you can't just justify, because it's not like a regular eyeshadow. It's something that it's a special thing, or is a unique thing. It's not something that you can use all the time, so I could never justify, you know, spending money on it. So this is the palette, and as you can see, it's cream because it's got a little bit of shininess in them. So they are cream. I've not swatched this at all. The orange is so creamy. It's got a lot of oil in it. So these are like special kind of makeup. They are not like everyday makeup, you know. So but it acts as base, and you can put your powder on top, but you can use it to do different things. Mix it together, use it as lipstick, whatever you want really. So, and the name of the palette I got is Vivid Palette. So it's the one with the color. So there are like 6 of them, so I only got one of them. And finally from Danessa I got a highlighter palette. So this is the, hold on, let me put on my glasses so I can read. So this is the Face and Body Highlight Palette. So the name is actually Light Work Volume 2. So there is actually one, there's a volume 1 and the colors are different to this. So this is the inside of the Lightwork Volume 2 palette. So this is like more dark skin, medium tone, dark skin friendly. And it's actually what I have on my face today. I had this shade. So I put this shade on my cheeks and this shade on my nose and on my chin, which is kind of wore off now because I've had this makeup on for a while, and I'm just going to top it up a little bit so you can see. I'm going to top up the one on my nose with this one. I know it's weird. I like highlighter on my nose, but yeah. So that's what that looks like. Putting a little bit on the bridge of my nose as well. On my chin too. So it's beautiful. It glides on the skin like butter, honestly. So beautiful. I'm gonna swatch 4 shades in the palette for you, so be like the usable ones, not this. I won't swatch that. So this is the one I put on my cheeks and the one that went on my nose. I can also use this one as well, a little bit brighter, but I can still use it. For people with darker skin tone than me, that is beautiful. I am going to use this one of these days on my bronzer just before I apply my blush and just see what it looks like. But I can just see myself using this all over my eyes really. But it's the texture I love. They are so beautiful, so beautiful. They just melt like butter. And the day I received this is actually when she announced a new palette, the face and eye palette. Oh my days, beautiful shade. I can't wait for that to get to UK, so I'm definitely getting that. Also from the Love Makeup website, I got these 2 products from Sugarpill Cosmetics. So I got a single shade, and this is called Arsenic. So I don't actually have that green, so when I saw it I knew, I wanted that. So Arsenic, this is Arsenic and it's a matte shade. And I also got this palette. If you've seen my tag on eyeshadows palette that I missed out on, one of the palettes I missed out on is the one that comes before this one. So it's the original font size palette. So this one is called font size 2. If you said it's font size 2, but that one is just called font size palette. So this is like the second to that palette. So I did get that because I didn't want to miss out on this as well. I mean, they still haven't brought the first one back on the website, so I'm on the lookout for that. The minute I can find that anywhere, I am getting it. But I decided to get this second one before it runs out everywhere again. Okay, also from the Love Cosmetics website, I got the mixing liquid, Mehron mixing liquid, but I couldn't find one on its own, so it came with like a pigment, a powder pigment, which I will press as a shadow, but I wanted the mixing liquid, so I decided to get one of these. And by the way, when I made all these purchases, they were having 20% on their website, 20% off on their website, so I had to just quickly make my purchase. So none of this was bought at a full price. They were all bought on 20% off. And that's the Mehron liquid. I can't wait to use this. I mean, I've used other types of mixing liquid, but not Mehron. And lastly, from their website, I got the Esum Pro mixing liquid. So again, this is another mixing liquid, and I got all this mixing liquid because I have certain shimmers that can be quite difficult and they're quite hard, and what you need really is to melt them down with a mixing liquid, you know, and then, you know, for you to glide on beautifully on your skin. So I decided to get the Esum one because Esum is one of the best mixing liquid. I'm hoping I get to do a video comparing all this mixing liquid just so you can see which one is better for you, which one is more adaptable for your use. Moving on to Milani Cosmetics, I got 2 palettes. I've already done a video on these 2 palettes, which is already on my video. Again, I'll try to link it to this video, but I got the Blends palette and the Search palette. I've heard a lot of good things about Milani for a long time since they came out with the Blends palette, but because they only had 1 palette, I couldn't get it. So the minute they came out with the Search, I just had to get the 2. So this is what both palettes look like. So if you haven't seen that video, I'm not going to swatch because I did a demo and I did thorough swatches on that video. So, but this is what they look like. Beautiful, beautiful palette. So that's what I got from Milani Cosmetics. Okay, and from Mama Pat, I got the Celestial palette as well as topped up on my under eye powder. For me, no haul is complete unless I got something from PMG. So these are just my normal top up of my under eye powder because that's the only powder I use under my eyes. It's perfect. If you are not yet on this, you are missing. Go and get one. Especially when she does the sales, honestly, it's the only powder that does not crease under my eyes. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Sometimes I even use it all over my face, even though it's so expensive and naughty of me, but because it reduces pores, the appearance of pores on your skin, oh, it makes your skin flawless. That's all I can say. So go and get this. So this is one of the things I got from Mcgrath, and like I said, I got the palette because I didn't buy the one she came out with last year because I had the Star Wars palette, so I felt I didn't need that palette for the sake of 6 new shades. And I mean, as it stands, some of the shades, it looks like she brought them out even though they might have different names as far as I'm concerned. Especially this is quite similar to what was in the last year's palette. So I thought I'll get this because for me it's probably maybe about 1 repeated shade in this palette because I didn't have all the singles. Some of the singles that she repeated in these shades, I didn't have any one of them. So I did get the palette. I have to say though, I've only used this palette once since I got it. It's not been, I'm not as excited as I used to be. In fact, I didn't get it on launch day, but nevertheless, I'm glad I do have this palette. So. Okay, I'm going to try and speed this up because I don't want to end up with too long a video. Again, there are timestamps, so you can always jump to the one you want. So from Klarity Cosmetics, I got 2 palettes and some singles. So again, Klarity is another brand that I've been wanting to make a purchase from. But one thing I don't like to do is buy something without a discount code. So if I don't find a discount code from a brand, especially when it's US based, I tend not to buy it and just wait until they go on sales or something. I've got a video dedicated to the Klarity purchase. It's not out yet, but it's going to be out, so I'm not going to do any swatches in this video. Plus these palettes are not new, so this is the Cobra palette, which I'm so glad I do have now. I've been wanting to have. Look at this, so beautiful. I mean, some of the shades I do have in other places, but equally there are some of them that I don't have anywhere in my collection, so I'm quite glad I have this. So this is the Cobra palette, and the one that actually pushed me to make this purchase is the Carnival palette. And oh my word, this is one of the most beautiful palette I've ever seen, at least for me anyway, for my taste. Just look at that, so beautiful and gorgeous. The shade selection in this palette is genius. It got me the minute I saw it. It really got me. I went digging for a discount code. So I also got some singles from them, and these are the singles. Again, as I mentioned, there's a swatch video coming up soon, so these are the singles I got, and they are gorgeous, especially the shimmer shades. Oh my days, so buttery. So those are the things I got from Klarity Cosmetics. Alright, from Odens Eye, I treated myself to the 3 palettes that they brought out with in collaboration with 3 different influencers. One palette is from Judy, from Annette, and finally the 3rd palette is from Tina Fancy Face. Again, I've done a video of this. I did a dedicated video swatching all this palette, then I did another dedicated video creating 4 looks on this palette. So I'm not gonna swatch anything, but I will show you what the palette looks like. So this is Tina's palette, and this is the Hummingbird palette, Giant Wolf palette from Annette, and finally the Red Dragon palette from Judy. So I was actually going to use this palette along with this look, but I didn't need it. And from Laroc Cosmetics, I got this 2 palettes, 1 lashes, and 3 brushes. So I've never purchased anything from Laroc Cosmetics before. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen things on my Instagram, emails there, everything. I've heard a lot about them, but I never purchased anything from them until one day on Instagram I saw that they were having sales on their website, so I decided to make a purchase. So I did get 2 palettes. So the first one I got is called Intergalactic, and this is the inside of the palette. Beautiful fall woody palette, so beautiful. Now I know that this is a massive palette, but when I saw it, the colors in this palette, oh, I don't think there's any color that is not in this palette. So gorgeous. I had to get it. I'm just quickly swatching a few of the shades for you. So this is like a glitter, but it's quite a creamy glitter. Look at that. So when I saw that palette, I knew I had to get it. I mean, it's a massive palette. It's not a palette that you can just do like a sort of look on. You can use it on a day-to-day basis. You know, it's right in front of me and I can just apply the colors. But I like the fact that it's got that many shades in it that sometimes when I'm feeling lazy to go and dig out another palette, I mean, I can just make use of this. I mean, this, like I said, no color that you need that is not on this palette. So yeah, I'm quite happy that I got the palette. And I also got this 3 brushes which I did use in the look I have on today. So the numbers of the brushes I have is LP14, this is LP14, LP12, which is like a crease blending brush. This is like a, I want to say, big smudger, if you can see. And then finally I got LP17, which is a flat brush. And as you will see in the video of this eye look, they perform beautifully. I can't even believe I've never bought their brushes before. So beautifully. And finally from Laroc I got this eyelashes. Now I don't know when I'll be using this kind of big lashes, but I thought I'll give it a try anyway. So this is what it looks like. Okay, it's got a name. It's called Pixie Lashes. So that's the name of the lashes. Alright, moving on, I got 3 palettes from P. Louise here in UK. This brand is one of the brands I can never buy anything on full price from them. At the moment I want one of their palettes. I can't remember what the name is. I'll put it on top if I remember and show a picture. But it's got like oranges in it and just the perfect fall palette, and it's at full price. When I went to get this, I put it in my car, I took it out. I can't pay full price for it for whatever reason. I've never bought any palette or anything from them, you know, on full price. So this one came on a deal, so it's like the 3 had a reduced price, so, and that's why I got it. I mean, the palette are based on a color theme. So this one is like the purple palette and it's called Stack Up. I think they're called different names. This one is called, yeah, the 3 palettes are called Stack Up, but I can't see what the name is, so I'll put it on the screen. But this is like the blue-green palette. So I don't know if you can see, the packaging is quite light. So this is mainly blues and sort of greenish, because this is pulling like green to me. So it's like a blue-green. So I would say this is the blue palette basically. And this is the pink palette. I mean, I don't tend to like pink, but I always like pink that, you know, that is cleverly put together. I mean, this shade kind of convinced me to get it, really. And then finally the purple palette. These are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, these are 4 shades in that purple palette. I'm hoping I'm able to do a look with this. I don't know whether 1 or the 3, but that's the plan. But these are the 4 out of 8 shades in the purple palette. So beautiful. One thing I like about P. Louise is matte shades. They blend like a dream. I don't like a packaging because it can be so bulky. I have the Worldy palette and the Secret Sinners, I want to say, palette, but they are so bulky. They are not the kind of everyday palette that you just pull out. You have to plan to use it, you know, on a particular day and bring it out to use. So that's the one downside to our palettes. But the formula of our mattes, they are beautiful and buttery. So that's part of why I got this palette. Okay, I think we're getting there. So from Natasha, I got 3 palettes. I got the Retro palette, the Zendo palette, as well as the Joya palette. So as at the time I'm filming this, I don't know where my Retro palette is. It's probably downstairs where I sometimes do my makeup. And this is the Zendo palette. Again, I didn't get this at launch, so she was having a sale, and that's how I got the Zendo palette. Same applies for the Joya palette. It was on sales, but this absolutely beautiful palette. Even though it's only got the 5 shades, if you love red, if you love your burgundy tones, your red tones, your wine tones, you are gonna love this palette. Absolutely beautiful. So those are what I got from Natasha. Okay, from Terra, I got this single shades that I didn't have in my collection already. This is my 3rd haul from Terra. If you've never used the Terra shadow before, oh my days, you are absolutely missing out. The matte, the shimmers, whatever, multichromes, you know, all sort of formulas that she has, they are fantastic. And this is my latest shadows that I got from her. I was hoping to have done a video on this, but have not had a chance to swatch this yet. But I'm hoping very soon I'll be able to do swatches on these shades for you. But yeah, this is part of my birthday haul. Alright, just quickly swatching 4 shades from those singles. I think this is UFO. Beautiful. This brand is definitely in my top 3 of indie brands. So amazing shadows with amazing formulas. Alright, moving on to Revolution Beauty. The haul from Revolution is actually not intentional. I went to get my under eye color corrector, because I get my under eye color corrector from Revolution, because I've not been able to find anyone I love as much as theirs. Theirs is creamy, not too creamy, and it's not like a matte, and also not watery. So for me, it lasts all day and just stays put. But I can never get that color corrector to be in stock. Every time I've found it, it's always been by accident. I always tend to like buy 6 to 10 at a time. It's been a while since I bought one, but so I went on the website to try and see if they've got them in stock, and I just thought, let me just have a look at what they have recently, because it's been a while since I bought from them. Their shadows can be so rubbish at times, so I don't bother with them really. But sometimes I do tend to buy skin products from them. Sometimes, I say. So one of the things I bought was their primer with avocado oil. And when I saw this primer, to me it reminded me of one of the primers I use at the moment. So it's like a dewy primer. It's not oily, it's not like oil, but it's like it provides like extra moisture on your skin. I'll put it on the back of my hand so you can see. So this is like a skincare, at the same time a primer. So if you have dry skin, you would love this. Even though I have oily skin, but the way I do my makeup, I use everything I use, from foundation to powder to whatever, they are all mattifying. So I like my base to be quite dewy. So this is a dupe for the Hourglass primer that I do have. So it's the number 28 primer from Hourglass. This is beautiful. I'm just going to use a little so you can see the comparison. So this is the one from Hourglass, and as you can see, that is what they've tried to dupe. This is quite I want to say extra dewy, but it's basically the same thing. I've used so little because I mean this thing is expensive. So the Revolution one is what I actually use today instead of my Hourglass one. There's no way, if I'm going out for like over 8 hours or I'm filming, I always use the Hourglass primer. But because of the price, I was so happy when I saw the Revolution dupe, so I decided to try it today so that when I do this video I can tell you about it. So it's what I've got on. I've had this makeup on since about 3 o'clock. I want to say about 5 to 6 hours ago. So I've had this on and I've not touched up my makeup, and I've got oily skin. So this is how I trick my skin into thinking that I'm not using mattifying products to stop it from being oily. So I tend to use something very dewy on my base, on my skin first, before I put any foundation on, and that's how my makeup tends to stay for longer. So I was so happy when I found this dupe, and testing it today and seeing the effects, I'm ecstatic, so I'm gonna go buy another one on the website before they run out of it again. The kind of product I trust from Revolution are products that they dupe other brands, because I'm guessing that they would have done their research, check out what that other brand has brought out, and try and copy it, or possibly sometimes top it. For those kind of products, I trust the performance. It always turns out to be good. But when they make their own brand, their own products, it's always a miss. But for this one, I knew I could trust it. I knew it would perform as well as I want, and it didn't disappoint. So I like that. So that was the Tasty Avocado Nourishing Primer. I also got this product. I don't know if you can see. If I try and just protect it, you might be able to see from the white light. Yeah, so this is a blemish kind of serum. So it says willow bark extract helps prevent blemishes. Every time I break out, I tend to have spots, and this is what I'm trying to prevent. So I haven't used this yet, but I bought this. So this is what it comes. This is what the container looks like. I will let you know as I use this if it works or not, or how well it performs, but I just have to trust it. In addition to that, I got 3 different primers from them. So I got a strawberry whip, which is the pore blurring primer. I also got coconut cream, which is the hydrating primer, and finally the peach delight, and that's the mattifying version. So I like to use this during the week. During weekdays, I only use powder foundation. I don't use any liquid foundation. So for me, these are perfect for during the week, and it saves me having to use my Urban Decay primers. I've been using the mattifying one and the pore blurring one. I haven't used the hydrating one yet because I don't need hydration under a powder foundation. I mean, my face is just going to become like an oil slick. But these two, they've been performing well as far as I'm concerned for the price that I bought them for. So for me, it saves me money. You know, tend to use a cheaper product during the week. So overall, yeah, definitely saves me money. And finally, from Revolution, I got these 2 lipsticks. So these were all on sale, so I decided to get 2 colors. So these are the colors I got. This is what actually made me buy any. This shade, absolutely beautiful. Let me limit it before it breaks. This shade is so unique. I used this on Friday. Even after I'd finished eating, this lipstick was still on my lips. It didn't move. It faded a little bit, but it was on. Normally when I eat or drink coffee or whatever, lipsticks on my lips usually disappears, apart from Mcgrath's those highly pigmented ones, and Colourpop's lipsticks. Those are the only ones that last on my lips through coffee or water drinking or whatever. This one lasted through food, as an oily food. It faded, but it was still there until after work. Honestly, I am amazed and surprised. So this purple is called Vixen, and the second one, I cannot see the name. I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, this one is very nude for me, so I will definitely have to use a darker pencil, or use this in my outer lip and then put this in my on the inner part of my lips. And this is what I'm talking about after wiping this. Look at the stain. It's still there on my lips. I like this kind of lipstick because my lips just does not retain any lipstick. They just, as soon as I drink something, eat something, it's all gone. Which is why I don't like using any lip gloss. Alright, we're getting there. Okay, from BH Cosmetics, I got this palette. So these 2 were just the latest months that they've released. I've been getting this from January. So this is August and September palettes. It is the Birthstone palette. So this is what the September looks like. So far so good. This is probably my number 3 besides the red ones. The red ones, the ruby one and some other one. There have been about 2 red ones now. They've been my favorite. So this, I would say, is number 3. And then this is the August one, which is a perfect fall palette. I mean, I've been loving them, especially, you know, for during the week, you know, for a quick look. I like the fact that they have like different colors in a little small palette, so you can literally have fun with just one palette. In 5 minutes you can have really nice eye look. Right, next from BH is the 90s Remix palette. They came out with 3 of this palette. I already have 2, so I thought I might as well can get the 3rd one. I have 2 out of 3 of the palette. I might as well get the 3 palette, and that was why I got this palette. I mean, it's not bad. It's more pastel shades like, but you also have some shades that are not pastel, like this one's especially. Mainly this side are not as pastel-y as this one, but most of the shades are more of pastel shades, and that's why I didn't get it in the first instance, because I have the Playing in Makeup by Yolando pastel palette, as well as the Glamlite ice cream palette. But I thought to complete all the 3 sets, let me just get in. That's the only reason I got it. And then I also got 2 of the palettes they came out with, I want to say about 2 months ago. I already have 2 of them, so I decided to get this other 2 because they were all on sales, really, so reduced price. So this is the Optimistic AF1, which is a perfect fall palette, and this is the Do Not Disturb palette, which is beautiful. I mean, look at the tones of blues and purples. Ugh, I had wanted this one, but again, there are some palettes and some things I just can't buy on full price. I have to buy them on sales or some sort of discount. So sometimes that's why I wait for some palette, no matter how much I love them, unless I really like them and I'm scared that they're going to go out of stock. That's the only time I ever buy anything on full price. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Not worth it. Right, out of the things I ordered and have been delivered to me, this is the last batch, and this is a Beauty Bay haul. So a while ago they came out with a Utopia themed kind of palette and some eyeshadows. So they also came out with pot-like shadows like the Colourpop Super Shock shadows. So these are what the single shadows look like. So they're exactly like Colourpop's Super Shock shadows. So I got the shade Hair, Revere, Vision, and Bloom. These are actually all the 4 that they came out with. So I bought mine as a batch of 4, which came at reduced prices, and I'm just going to swatch all the 4 for you quickly. This is Bloom, Revere, Hair as an AIR, and finally Vision. So those are the 4 shades. They are gorgeous. And the palette itself, the Utopia palette, this is what it looks like. So this is like a pigment, it's a pigment palette. So it's not your typical eyeshadow palette that you blend. Basically you don't blend this in the same way as a normal shadow. So this is definitely a pigment palette. But the shades are just gorgeous. Again, this has been out for a long time, but I'm hoping to use this in a look one day along with the pot shimmers. And I also got the second part of their shadow sticks, the Disney collection. As featured in one of my last video on Beauty Bay Disney, I originally got one of the shadow sticks, so there are 2 packs. So after using that and loving it, I went and got the second one, and these are the new 3 shades I've got. So swatching that. So in the original one, there's actually like a peach shade, but that peach is darker than this. And then also there is a purple in there, which is way darker than this. So this is like proper pastel lilac. And then finally a yellow shade. So these are the 3 shades. These are so pigmented and they don't move at all through the day. So I just had to go back and use the opportunity to get this. Normally I use the Colourpop one, but they break. Sometimes they get dried and they don't even work when you put them on your waterline. So for me, it's been like a waste of money. So I'm so glad to have gotten. These are so creamy and long lasting. Finally, from Beauty Bay, I got 2 of their palettes. So I got the Wilderness palette and the Age of Opulence palette. Again, I've done a video of this, but it's not out yet. I mean, it's quite easy to film the video. Editing, it's quite another thing. So I'm hoping by the end of this week, I'll be able to finish editing the Age of Opulence swatches. Now for this palette, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I duped this palette during my low buy in August when they brought out this palette, and it was a good dupe. But when I heard that this palette had run out, I am telling you, the FOMO was real. That was when I wanted the palette. Even though I knew I duped it quite well, I just wanted it, and I signed up on their website for when they restock, and I had to get it. This is the palette on my eye today, and I have to say I enjoyed using this palette. It's a beautiful palette. I mean, look at this. I enjoyed it so much. I mean, I've heard people say that their shimmers crack. I've had this on for over 3 hours, possibly about 4 hours now, and it's not cracked, it's not faded, nothing. It's still staying put. This palette is absolutely beautiful. I used 13 shades out of the 20 today. I don't know when that video is going to come out, whether before this or after this, but this is the palette on my eyes today, Wilderness palette. And the Age of Opulence palette is the second version of the Book of Magic palette. So these are like darker shades compared to the one in the Book of Magic palette, but they are beautiful. Again, like I said, these have already been swatched, but I'm going to just swatch 4 shades here. So these are the shades I'm going to swatch for you. I have no words. I have no words. I'm hoping I can do the same thing as I did with the Wilderness palette and use as many shades in here as possible, just to show you what this palette can do. But I can't wait to use this. So those are all the things I got from Beauty Bay. Alright, now for the ones that have not been delivered, I'm going to start with the one I ordered just before I started filming this video. I don't know if you know, Shroud Cosmetics Batty Bean Palette. What's it even called again? It's freaking Bat palette. The restock was today, so I saw a notice because I signed up for notification, and they've also started shipping to UK as of about 2 months ago. When I checked their website, they weren't shipping to Europe at all, but they started shipping to UK again. So when the restock went live tonight, just before I started filming, I quickly put the freaking Bat palette in my cart. I also got the Arcana palette, which I've wanted for a very long time. That palette is dark and mysterious, so I can't wait to get my hands on it. Then finally, I wanted a Creepy Cute palette, but it's out of stock. But the singles are part of like a collection of a bundle on their website, so it's like a complete bundle of all their single shades. With the bundle is the Creepy Cute singles from the palette. I think they probably ran out of stock of the palette itself, but the shades were available, so it was part of like a bundle, so I got that. So that's the Arcana palette, the freaking Bats palette, as well as singles as a bundle coming up. So that was ordered just before I started filming this video. Then from Colourpop, which is taking forever. I thought it would be here by now because I've ordered it quite a while. So from Colourpop, I did not get the Orchids palette, but I did get 2 of their lipsticks. So I got Orchids and Dancing Lady. As I see the picture, I'll put it up. It's delivered to me before I finish editing this video, then I'll put a picture up. So Orchids, Dancing Lady lipsticks. I also got the Down in New Orleans Super Shock Shadow, Never Grow Up, Straight On Till Morning. So Never Grow Up and Straight On Till Morning are part of the Tinkerbell collection, so I did get that. Then I also got the Wine and Only palette. I've been wanting this palette. Every single time I go on that website, it's always out of stock, so I finally was able to get it. Then I also got the Lush Life palette, as well as the Sprinkle A Little Magic, which is the Tinkerbell palette. I'm hoping that gets delivered to me by the end of this week, hopefully. I mean, there seems to be a lot. Apparently there's congestion in our ports in UK, and that's why everything is delayed, so I don't know when it will get to me, but fingers crossed it gets here actually before my actual birthday, so we'll have to see. And then finally, I got some shadows from Pretties Your Face. I can't even remember when, maybe about 2 weeks ago or something, there was just this noise about there being 50% off the hat or something like that, I think, on their website. I've been wanting to buy from them, but it's one of those brands that you just look and think, nah, I'm not buying, not at that price, you know. But they were doing like 50% sale. I'm very sure it's 50%. And I went on the website. I must have got all the singles on that website. Oh my days. Oh my word. Don't know if you can see. I'm gonna try and bring, these are all the shadows. Can you see? These are all the shadows up to here. Dear Lord. So I couldn't I'm sure, oh yeah, it was 50%. Yeah, 50% off. So I bought as many singles as I liked on the website. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I think that day I must have been tired or something. I can't even say I'm drunk because I don't drink. But whatever the case may be, I bought as many singles as, oh God, I care to even think or believe. I've actually just got a notification about 40 minutes ago that it's now been dispatched. At the time I was buying it, they did say there could be a 4 weeks turnaround to even dispatch your product. So they did warn us. So I got my warning, but I'm quite glad. I think I bought it Okay, so I made my order on the 2nd of October, and I've just got the dispatch notification today on the 17th of October. So that's what, like, what, 15 days or just over 2 weeks. Let's just call it 2 weeks. Yeah, so a 2 weeks turnaround as opposed to the 4 weeks they said it might be. So not too bad. Yeah, so that's been dispatched. When it will get here, that's a different story. It could be another 1 month, but I'll keep you notified. Alright, the one thing missing from this year's birthday haul is perfumes. Normally I buy perfume on every of my birthday. I always mark it with a new perfume that I've never tried before, you know, just to remember my birthday by. But for whatever reason this year I didn't buy any perfume because, I mean, we've been at home. I work from home, so it's like normally when I would have, you know, been buying perfumes, because I usually have like a 12 to 14 hour day, so I needed my perfume to last, you know, for that period. But nowadays, because we work from home, I just buy like reasonable priced perfume, you know, that I wear on a daily basis. Even my previous normal long lasting perfume, most of them I've not been using them because, I mean, where am I going? So I didn't buy any perfume this year, which I do regret, which I'm still thinking I might still buy one just to mark my birthday, because I've always done for every single birthday. So I kind of feel special this birthday. I mean, 45th birthday, it is a special birthday, so I do feel special, you know, for this 45th birthday. I had to do something. And I'm hoping when it comes to my birthday, when that call that I'm expecting does not come from my dad, I can kind of like just distract myself, you know, and play with some of this. I mean, nothing can ever take away that pain of not hearing him call me. Nothing can ever take away that pain. But I'm going to try my damnest just to kind of survive my birthday. I don't want it to be a day where I be crying or anything. So yeah, so I'm going to distract myself and play with all this makeup. That's my plan. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but if you are still here, please leave me a message to let me know you're still watching, because you are a real star. Even how I got tired, you know, while filming this video, I had to take a break twice. But that's the end of my 45th birthday haul. Alright guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed this haul and you've enjoyed hanging out with me. If you've enjoyed this video, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I'll see you.